this is for me like gate. You see these two big trees there. It's like gate, and then we are entering to my favorite spot in this village. And I often come here by myself, and I just start to feel very calm here. And always when I go, I always say hello to my dear, dear tree friend. I'm a little bit like this tree hugger. So this is my old friend. I would say we have known each other at least 400 years. I'm an old lady.
My name is John Björkman, and as Katja already mentioned, I am a PhD student in folkloristics, which means I research a kind of immaterial culture, oral culture, traditions, beliefs and customs and so on. And I'm just finishing a PhD on sacred or magical sites of Finnish folk belief in this region. Really, it's not really religion. Finns have been part of Christianity for about 800 years. First Catholic, then Lutheran. So this is a kind of belief system that has existed at the side of religion all the time. That is why we call it folk belief, because it is the belief of folk, of normal people, that they kind of generate on their own. It is not a belief which is given by priests or which is written in a holy scripture, but it is the people's own beliefs. For example, I have noticed that these places that were held as especially respected or sacred even, that they are usually between two villages. So it can mean that you don't cut down trees from this forest, then you also don't get in a fight with your neighbor. So it is kind of combined with people's ways of thinking. People believe that Finns in the old times, they held nature as a whole as sacred. This is not true, but it was certain places that were recognized. And I have found about over 100 such places, and I've noticed that I can recognize. I have learned to recognize them. I find first 10, and then I find the next, and this looks like the other ones. There is something similar. It doesn't look exactly the same, but there is something similar. So probably there is a tradition, an understanding of what a sacred place is supposed to look like in nature. And these traditions could be different in different places.